Welcome. Sankara's teachings are deep and profound. RamanaMaharshi lived these teachings. Listen, reflect, and deeply meditate. I'm Richard Clarke. I'm reviewing and commenting on Adi Shankara's Atma Bodha, or self-knowledge. Today is verse 52. The contemplative sage, although he abides in the limitations of his upadhis, is not impregnated with their qualities. Knower of all, he lives like an ignorant person. Unattached, he moves like the wind. Sankara speaks of a sage who has realized the self, the pure awareness that is never touched by the qualities of the body and mind. This sage still appears to live with the ordinary conditions of life, the body, senses, and mind, which Sankara calls upadhis, or limiting adjuncts. These upadhis give the appearance of individuality and personal traits, but the sage knows they are not the self. Even when the body and mind acts, the sage does not identify with them. This is why the verse says he is not impregnated with their qualities. Just as space inside a jar is not stained by the shape or color of the jar, the self remains free and unaffected, no matter what the body and mind go through. This kind of freedom does not mean that the sage leaves society or acts in an unusual way. Sankara tells us that the sage can seem like an ordinary person, knower of all. He lives like an ignorant person. This does not mean the sage is confused, but there is no need to prove wisdom or appear special. Ego-driven display has ended because the sage is free of attachment and personal ambition. Life just flows naturally. Actions are done without the feeling of I am the doer. The comparison with the wind shows how the sage moves freely, without clinging, without getting stuck in emotional storms or personal agendas. For you, the teaching points to how self-knowledge changes the experience of life. Before realization, we often feel trapped and limited by our conditions, our health, personality, habits, or reputation. We think, this is who I am. Sankara says that this simply is not true. You are the self, pure awareness, untouched by any qualities. When you know this directly, life becomes lighter. Circumstances may still bring challenges, but they no longer define you or weigh you down. This verse also hints at an important practice. Live simply and naturally without seeking to appear wise or holy. True knowledge is quiet and does not need to announce itself. When attainment drops, life has the freshness and freedom of wind. The sage is an example of what is possible for you to live in this same freedom, even while the body and mind continue in their natural roles. So know yourself and be always free and at peace. I'm Richard Clarke. My new book, Atma Vidya by RamanaMaharshi with comments, offers clear insights into this profound poem on self-realization. In this series, I share Ramana's timeless wisdom and my reflections and inquiries to deepen your practice of self-inquiry. Discover the peace that comes from knowing your true self. The Amazon link is in the description. These videos bring Sankara's teachings into your direct experience. Subscribe to see more. Click thumbs up to like. Send questions and start a dialogue with a comment.